Hi, I'm Deanna, and today I will be going over Job 14.
Yeah.
So sometimes we start with bulleted lists, but today we're going to start with a little quiz, if you will. So these should be fairly easy if you've read along with us on these other chapters. So how many kids did Job have? Go ahead, Tia Ralph.
10.
10. Yes, that is a correct answer. And Job's three friends who came to talk to them were, okay, go ahead, Brandon.
The third one.
The
Ephesians, Bildad,
Yeah.
and so far.
Yeah, that's right.
Excellent. And Job's wife wanted him to what? And I purposely gave the wrong number of little lines here so that no one could tell what the answer was. Hannah and John?
Curse.
Curse. Job's wife wanted him to curse his God and die.
Yeah.
And why she wasn't one of the people who died, yeah?
I think it was to teach us another lesson.
Yeah.
That sometimes not everyone in our life will support
Because you want
our
to
decisions.
Yeah.
All right. Job and his friends sobbed for how many days? Go ahead, too, Ralph.
7.
7. Yes, that is correct. And Job's character is described as which one? And this should be familiar to you from the bullets I had said. Go ahead, Brandon.
Righteous and blameless.
Righteous and blameless. Yes. And the last one, a true or false, Job's friends were caring and understanding to his situation. Brandon.
False.
False, yes. I
Yeah.
love it. I love it. I'm glad everyone is remembering everything that we've learned about Job in the chapters. I personally find it helpful for myself as well when we do these quizzes and go back so that when conversations and other situations come up about Job, I can easily remember and talk about it. So thank you all for listening to that and for paying attention and growing in your learning about Job over this. So who can tell me what's the overall theme kind of chapter 14 that Job is talking about? Go ahead, Titi.
Yes,
The overall is Job is asking God to give him a break and to remember him when he resurrects.
Okay. I put it slightly different.
Did you hear me?
Yeah, it's breaking up a little bit, but I heard you overall. Tia Ralph, did you want to add something?
Yeah, I say the 3 things that I remember is that he complains about the shortness of life, that's the certainty of death, and that it will be a resurrection. Those 3 things stands out.
Yeah, he's trying to understand like what's going to happen to him after death, right?
Yeah.
Essentially, and it's tied to both of what you and Titi Jesse were saying. And so how does Job compare? He compares man to a tree in this chapter. How does he differentiate the two? Go ahead, Tio Eddie.
Well, the difference is this, that when a tree is chopped up, the roots remain and he might grow back again. But
Yeah.
so is not the case with men. When we die, of course, we have hope for resurrection, because he does say he will wait for his Lord to remember him. So he did understand that, but we don't grow back from the Sheol. While a tree is cut off, but yes, it grow back again.
Perfect answer. So the tree can sprout again. When we're dead, we're really not brought back to life without the resurrection, right? What is Job trying to communicate about when he's comparing God to like a mountain and rock and water at the end? There's I guess a last stanza. I don't know how you call it exactly, but go ahead, Tio Ralph.
Yes, I think he was trying to state that no matter what, God understands that he was a sinner, but God has compassion or I understand what he was going through.
Okay. So, Minister, you can correct me if I'm incorrect in this, but the way I researched it and the way that I found it was talking about how God is just so powerful that man is powerless in essence, right? And he can do nothing about the situation if God chooses a different path or plan for him.
Correct.
That's right.
All right. And then I'm curious if why you guys think Job said, if a man dies, shall he live again? Go ahead, Teal Rolf.
Because he making a statement about the resurrection. He even told God that he placed him in the soul, and he will be resurrected later. You know, he can bring it back later. So that he making a statement about resurrection, that a man will die. He believes the people will die, but will come back eventually.
Go ahead, Teal Renee. What do you want to add?
Well, the question itself telling us that he wasn't sure because he said, if a man dies, shall he live again? It's a question that he wasn't 100% sure.
But Deanna,
Yes.
when I did my research, some of the people that talk about that, they say that he wasn't questioning resurrection in this chapter. You know, I don't know. What do you think?
So the David Gusick interpretation that I read, I'd say it came more across the lines like Teal Renee mentioned, where at that time Job didn't have a huge amount of knowledge, and so he was questioning and unsure what happened after death.
Yeah, and remember that Job didn't have all this Holy Bible that we
Right.
have. We know we don't have to guess. We know it's gonna be because we have the Holy Bible. But the question itself is self-explanatory. True.
Did you guys want to add something? Teo Eddie and Teo TT Jesse?
Yeah.
You're muted. You got yourself.
I'm mute. When okay, if you read the chapter, you know, he does say to God, if a man's die, which was my verse today, 14:14, if a man's die, shall he live again? It's a question. And then he said, I will wait for all the hard services. I will wait for my Savior and Lord. Even though he doesn't say it like that, but he said that, you know, he will wait. So he has a hope and he knows. Also, I believe it's, if I'm not mistaken, it's chapter 9, verse 26 that say, I know my Redeemer live, and I should see him again. Job said that in chapter 9, verse 22 or 26. So yeah, he has the hope. Even though he asking God, why you guys think that he asking God in this chapter to put him to rest if he
Yeah.
wouldn't have the hope to come back? He asked him to put him in Sheol
Yeah.
until he wake me up again and remember me. So
Yeah.
he does, yes, he does have the hope of being resurrected.
Yes.
And if you read the chapter, you will get more into it.
Yeah, so this is the part that I'm referring to here, that when he was talking about it. So in this part, he's talking, and I don't know who Morgan is, to be clear, but he's referenced in this part from David Gusick, and it talks about Job's uncertainty in it. So I think there are different variations of that
Yeah.
interpretation out there, but
Yeah, the different interpretation, Diana. Yeah.
And remember that we are only humans, so we believe, we doubt, we believe, we doubt. People can say things about Jesus sometimes that get you to question Jesus. Then you go and have a conversation with Jesus. And then that's how you clarify yourself, because people accept things that it made me question the Jesus, but then I'm gonna have a conversation with Jesus and I say, I know you're real,
Yeah.
my Lord.
Well,
But if you listen to people, sometimes you can get lost, but set your eyes on God and God only, and that Jesus is the tool to get you through God, because your faith can be shaken up by human being. If you're not clear that men will make you, men and women might make you fall away from God if you don't set your eyes on God and Jesus Christ, or even in God himself sometimes, to be able not to lose the faith, because sometimes people hit Jesus so hard that it makes you question Jesus. Then you have go and have a conversation with Jesus, and you analyze it yourself. No, Jesus is God. Jesus is the Son of God. He's real. He's holy. He's the Savior. He's my Redeemer.
Diana,
yes.
if I may, the reason why I don't think he making a statement against resurrection is because what the pastor put that he said, you can place me in the cell and I bring me back later, you know? So
Yes.
I think that's tells me that he believed that I can die, but I'll be back. So that's what I think. He didn't make a statement against resurrection.
I
I
didn't
think-
think he was making it against resurrection. I think he was showing that while he may have thought that, he wasn't 100% certain.
He wasn't 100% sure. The question is
Okay.
self-explanatory. You can.
All
You
right,
will-
So I'm glad we had a discussion on that, though. That means that everyone's interested in the topic and paying attention and reading that. So the takeaways that I have from this, of course, is that we are mortal beings, so we're frail and have a limited time to live on this earth, that God is always more powerful than us and his plan will always prevail. And reminder that in tough times, we're always going to go through ups and downs, because it talked also about how Job kind of went from like happy to kind of at the end again, where he's like a little bit in despair, saying like, no matter what, God will have his way, whether that's good or bad. That's all I have.
Amen.
All right, great. A round of applause for Deanna. Yeah.